Ladies and gentlemen, folks and folks, children and children, adults and adults, birds and birds, and myself and myself. The most hilarious intro to a movie I've ever heard. Now, because I wasn't sure of which side to be on, whether the yellows or the Veras, I decided to rep both teams. Kind courtesy this beautiful Zizi earrings from Vielang. You'll find her on Instagram, and my very beautiful blue shirt. If you are just chancing on this channel, my name is Beblin. I review movies, I talk about friendship, I go personal sometimes, and sometimes I talk about relationship. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're able to join me. I'm glad you are back to the channel to consume some content. Now, Aloe Vera. I think the movie was quite so I want to talk about it came in 2020. It was released in 2020. It was in our cinemas, but I didn't get a chance to watch, and now it's on Netflix. An all-round Ghanaian production. It was good. It had icons, it had stars, it had legends, and I was really excited watching it. I had the most laugh. I laughed so much. The second time I watched it, I think I even laughed the hardest. Right, so now let me talk about the attention to details in the movie. So there are two groups of people who don't want to live together. They want to, there was just a disagreement, and then they just decided not to live together, mingle, nor do anything. So they decided to choose a color blue and the color yellow. But trust me, the attention to details with the selection of these colors. When you go to the Veras, there is a girl called Veraline. If you take her room, for example, and you pay attention to the details, her bed, obviously yellow. Her pillows were yellow. Her lamp was yellow. The paper she wrote on were yellow. The pen she used, yellow. The brush she used to comb her hair, yellow. Her cutlery, yellow. Her bowls, yellow. Her earrings, yellow. Her ribbons, yellow. Every single thing about the Veras, yellow. Now you go to the yellows, every single thing. I saw a mirror in Aloe's father's room, and the design of the mirror was blue. Aloe's room, everything is blue. His lamp is also blue. The paper he used to exchange conversations with Veraline was also blue. The chalk his uncle was using to mark the exam of the kids was blue. Aloe had the shoe, and the design on the shoe there was blue. It really shows how the directors, the producers of the movie paid attention to every single thing the characters had to use to ensure that they had the best production ever. And I think the production was good in that regard. They had two shops. When you look at this, when I saw the shop, I was like, hey, everything in the shop is blue or yellow. The Veras had their thing, everything in their shop yellow. Aloes, everything blue. I'm like, when you go to the market, did they just choose things that have their colors so that they come and sell, or what? It was good. The attention to detail, the precision was very, very, very impressive. Now you go to the characters. Kofia Julolo, Aloe's mother, Nashoko, Ajete Anan. These are legends. These are icons, and so when they are acting, you see that it just flows naturally. Roselyn, oh my goodness, Roselyn performed so well. I was really happy watching her. I laughed so much. And the main characters, Aloe and Veraline, Aaron and the beautiful young lady, I think the acting came very natural to Aaron and also to the lady. I think Aaron a little bit more than Veraline, but the production, she tried. She did very, 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 very well. Now, another thing you realize is the setting of the movie. You realize that the only form of communication was either by word of mouth or through letter writing. There was no phone, there was no social media, and so they had to find a way to communicate, and they did that by word of mouth. And so when Aloe saw Veraline, and he wanted to make a move and speak to her, they started using letter writing. and folding the paper and throwing it to the other room. I mean, it was funny how everything that happened kind of was through the window. You hear like someone will open a window and then see something, someone will open a window and hear something. You could see that it's just a small community, but they just refuse to accept each other. They just fail to understand one another, just so they show that, oh, I am the one, but right. I mean, it was really funny. So Halloween would use letter writing to, you know, get his message across to Veralyn, and then same way. So there was no social media, there was no phone, word of mouth or letter writing, and that was really cool. That was like really good. It could show that even without social media, you could still communicate with people. You could do it through word of mouth or letter writing, if you are in the same setting as we saw in Aloe Vera. Now, the movie was such that two people, as I said, didn't want to have anything to do with each other, and so they created a barrier so that they would not cross, and then they would just stick to what they know, and they kept telling their children that this group is bad, never mingle. But at a point in time, you saw that there was a kid who wanted to mingle with the other kids, and so whenever he had to do that, he would get a blue shirt to wear on top of his yellow, you know, children. Instead of him to remove the yellow and then wear the blue shirt, he'll wear the blue shirt on top of the yellow, and the yellow will be showing. That's how come he was caught. And they wanted to mingle with one another. I mean, what all these our parents are telling us, that don't mingle and they are bad people, but I see them playing football. Why can't I join them? You get it? So I mean, they wanted to mingle, but they were told by their parents, this group isn't good, and same went for the other side, this group isn't good. But then Veralyn and Halloween fell in love. They broke the rules. There was a child in there. Now, the little issue I had was the fact that when Veralyn's father wrote a letter and then sent it to Veralyn, thinking it was from Halloween. I mean, if Halloween and Veralyn have been exchanging letters for a very long time, and a letter comes in, the handwriting should give the letter out that, no, this is not from Halloween. But she didn't pay attention to that, and then she just read and then believed what she wanted to believe. And Halloween also replied with such a childish reply to Veralyn that, if you're also married and gone, I'm also married and gone. I mean, that part was very childish for me. Very, very childish for me. The second issue is that even if Veralyn says she's going to marry someone, she's living far away on a faraway land, and Halloween said same, they were still in the same community from what we saw. Is Halloween saying, or are the producers and directors saying, or the writers saying, that the 6 month or the 5 months that Veralyn was in the town and was pregnant with her belly showing, Halloween never saw her? After the 3rd month, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or even 8th, Halloween never saw her, never heard whispers of the fact that she's around. They didn't meet, their eyes didn't meet for them to pick up a conversation again until the 9th month that her stomach had really protruded, before they saw one another, before Veralyn sang for Halloween to know that, no, the lady is still around or something. I didn't really get that part. Because, I mean, word of mouth, people will be gossiping. She's pregnant, where's her father, and all that. And she even told him that she was pregnant, but then she was not pregnant again. But then, I mean, that conversation could have gone on, but it didn't. And at the end of the day, Halloween found out that, Veralyn rather found out that the letter she was supposed to receive from Halloween were hidden in a box by her father. She was so angry, she started singing, then Halloween came over. Now, there was nothing the father could do about it. Now, they had to, go back and fight. And you know what? Yeah, Charlie. When I heard those things, it was so funny. They had to fight, because anytime one crosses the other, there is a fight, and then you either get a slave from each side. So that had to happen. But then, these are human beings. They were now fighting over what the child should be. Should the child be a Vera or an Aloe? A human being was now a fight. But then Halloween and Veralyn somehow came back together again. She was in labor, she had to deliver a baby, and an Aloe helped her deliver the baby. But then they realized that, no, this thing our parents are doing to us is not going to help us. Now this is a child, a human being. We cannot have them try to pull her here and there to be an Aloe and to be a Vera. So we are going to find a way. They decided to paint the shops that the Veras and then the Aloes own with a color green, so that Aloes will go through and then come out the other way, so that like there's this mixing and this mingling. But the first time that Anna Brown had to cross to the other side to be able to go through the shop to go and see the baby, the reaction, they were like, hey, it was so funny. I loved it so much. It was super funny. But then they went through, they all decided that nah, let's just end this thing. I mean, what's the point in fighting? At the end of the day, there was no Aloe, there was no Vera. They all became one and they lived happily ever after. I think the movie was quite good. It was hilarious. I laughed so much. I mean, if you are stressed and you are wondering, you want a movie that's going to like release the stress, I think you should watch Aloe Vera. If you are contemplating whether to watch Aloe Vera or not because maybe it's a Ghanaian movie and then you are not sure, you should watch it. Honestly, when I was about to watch the movie, I just didn't place my expectation high. I was like, let me just watch it as it is, so that if I get disappointed, I won't be disappointed so much. But then I was really impressed. Like they surprised me, they shocked me. So I mean, the movie was good. If you haven't watched it yet, do watch it. And yeah, thank you for watching. My name is Beblin. Do well to stay here because I have more content coming up. Do well to subscribe, like, and turn the notification button on so that whenever I post a new video, you, my friend, will be notified. Thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Beblin. Ahoya! Puna. Thank you for watching, guys. Oh my goodness.